Hello, and thanks again to Maybe I'm Rambling. Frog skin cells turn the cells into living machines. These newly created xenobots swim and move particles around in the environment. Using blobs of skin cells taken from frog embryos, scientists have grown creatures unlike anything else on Earth, a new study reports. These microscopic living machines can swim, sweep up debris, and heal themselves after a gash. Scientists often struggle to understand the world as it exists, says Jacob Foster, a collective intelligence researcher at UCLA, not involved with this research. But the new study, published March 31 in Science Robotics, is part of a liberating moment in the history of science, Foster says, a reorientation towards what is possible. In the way the bots were self-made, scientists removed small clump of skin stem cells from frog embryos to see what these cells could do. See what these cells would do on their own. Separated from the usual spots in a growing frog embryo, the cells organized themselves into balls and grew. About 3 days later, the clusters called xenobots began to swim. Normally, hair-like structures called cilia on frog skin repel pathogens and spread mucus around. But on the xenobots, cilia allow them to motor around. That surprising development is a great example of life using what's at hand, says study co-author Michael Levin, a biologist at Tufts University in Medford, Mass. And the process happens fast. This isn't some sort of effect where evolution has found a new use over hundreds of thousands of years, Levin says. This happens in front of your eyes within 2 or 3 days. Xenobots have no nerve cells and no brains, yet xenobots, each about 500,000 wide, can swim through very thin tubes and traverse curvy mazes. When put in an arena littered with small particles of iron oxide, the xenobots can sweep the debris into piles. Xenobots can even heal themselves after being cut. The bots zipper themselves back into spherical shapes. Scientists are still working on basics of xenobot life. The creatures can live about 10 days without food. When fed sugar, xenobots can live longer. They don't keep growing. We grow them from over 4 months in the lab, says study co-author Doug Blackiston, also at Tufts. They do really interesting things if you grow them, including form strange balloon-like shapes. If not yet clear what sorts of jobs these xenobots might do, if any, cleaning up waterways, arteries, and other small species come to mind, the researchers say. More broadly, these organisms may hold lessons about how bodies are built, Levin says. With the advent of new organisms come ethical issues, cautions Kobe Lyons, a digital ethics researcher at the University of Melbourne, Australia. Scientists like to make things and don't necessarily think about the repercussions are, she says. More conversation about unintended consequences are needed, she says. Levin agrees. The small xenobots are fascinating in their own rights, he says, but there is bigger questions and bigger possibilities. It's finding a whole galaxy of weird new things. And tell me what you think in the comment section. I want to know what you think about this. And that's it. From Maybe I'm Rambling.